Good
There.
morning. There are so many things we want in life, and the best way to get them is to know how to keep the end in mind and focus on the outcome. Too many times we get stuck focusing on the how to's, the when to's, the what to's, and we just don't put our attention on the outcome. We're Rita and Tammy, we're your brain trainers, and we want to teach you some good skills to help you focus on the outcome, and it will seem as if magic it appears.
Yes, yes, indeed. Focusing on the outcome. There's like two separate things that I'm noticing is that when you have the end in mind, and the end in mind to me has to be bigger. Like it has to be bigger than next week and next month. And if it's big enough, like if you pull out and you focus out on your life, like as the end in mind is that you want to be happy, you want to be a contributor, you want to participate in your family, you want to be an asset, or do you want to be a liability? Like, what is your end in mind? Because I think that really drives that part of our brain, that reticular activation part of our brain. So, you want to be a phenomenal human being and a Mother Teresa or a Tony Robbins or a Mel Robbins or what, like if you aspire to be someone that can get up in the morning with excitement and you have that end in mind, I think there's something to be said about that. What do you think about that?
Yes. And, I remember hearing, trying to remember who it was that said it, but they said if you can imagine and get in the emotion of it, then you can have it in the future. And I know that it was Bob Proctor that said the first step, like imagine the Wright brothers, imagine Henry Ford, imagine these people that created something incredible. The first thing they had to do was imagine it. They didn't have any drive for it. They didn't have any energy or extra, or they wouldn't have any excitement about it if they couldn't imagine it. So get that imagination fired up, because that will drive you and that will instill that feeling inside of you for it. And when the feeling is there, then it's not work, it's fun. And I think that's like, if it can be 10x and it can be this massive goal and it's super exciting and you can just feel the sensations of having that in your life, of being that person, then it's easy to become it.
Yeah, and also want you guys to notice that you've already done this. It's already happened at different levels, but it's been happening. I remember when I was like 7 years old, 12 years old, I wanted to be the teacher. I wanted to be the one that was telling the kids, "Good job. Here's an A+. You can do it." Like that was my. So you've already been doing it. It's already been a pattern in your life. We just got to magnify it. We just got to put it in front of us. We got to focus on it. We got to think about it as the end in mind. And there's another part of me that goes like, yeah, this rah, this isn't true. Like we know as brain trainers that our brain has been taking care of us all this time. It's been protecting us. It's been keeping us safe. It's been doesn't want your feelings to get hurt. You don't want to get laughed at or embarrassed. We know we have the fundamental basic human hang-ups, which is I'm not good enough, I'm not capable, I'm not pretty, I'm going to be embarrassed, the fear, public. We know that's part of what it is to grow and mature. And through our brain training is we can update those. It's time to update that little child's thinking and make it really an adult where you get to decide what your outcome is. And what are some of the outcomes that can happen if you have your end in mind?
I love the little child thinking. That's so powerful. And what are the outcomes are, find some people that are living the life you want to live, really. Like if you're having a difficult time imagining it, because that is the part of our brain that doesn't want to do that. It wants to say, no, you need to notice this bad thing. And remember when you didn't do this, and remember how you can't do that. And it never happened before. And so this is the automatic functionality of your brain. and it will focus you on all of those things. So if you're like, how come it's so hard to focus on my outcome? Well, number one, you haven't trained your brain. And number two, it's doing what it automatically does. And so I would suggest the first thing is to find some people that are living the lifestyle you want, that, and it might not be financially, it might be like they get along well with their mom, or they have children that are creative and geniuses, or so figure out what it is that you want. You can start doing a brain dump on a piece of paper and just start writing out a few people that are truly inspiring to you. And then notice what it is about them that inspires you. What do you really like about them? Do you really like that they drive a Ferrari, or are you more interested in the way other people look at them or are attracted to them? So figure that out, and that'll get you a lot closer to finding out what your outcome is that you want.
Yeah, don't waste another year, of your life wishing and washing. And I think what's really helped me is what was really hard. It was to decide on an end result, because what if I didn't like it? What if my end and the end I didn't like? What if it was too much work? What if it was going to be like it was so much effort to do that? Or what if the outcome was going to disappoint me and really hurt my feelings? Guys, we know that's part of the brain, that we know that happens. We need to stop holding ourselves back and get inspired and go for what we want. And I think what's helped the most is this technique. The stop stress technique has transformed what I can focus on.
Yeah. So because, right there, when you say what ifs, so all of those what ifs are focusing the brain on a negative result. What if it doesn't work? What if I don't like it? So at that point right there, that's when you use the stop stress technique. Like, you need to stop that thought and then change it around. Like, what is the opposite? What if I love it? What if it's exactly what I hoped for? What if I'm super excited about it? What if I'm like, so use that stop stress technique right there. As soon as you have those thoughts of what if, and they're directing your brain to think of something negative. That's what our brain does for us. And what we do for our brain, which is connected to our body and gives us life, is we direct it and we say, we're going to think, what if this is exactly everything I hoped it would be? Okay. So stop stress. And what if this good question? Google your brain for the good answer.
Yes. So keep the end in mind, and the end is bigger than you. It's bigger than the universe. The end is you living the life that is inspiring you. Right? The one that touches you, the one that moves you, the one that just opens your heart and brings joy to you. So that's the end. And when you focus on the outcomes of life, as I get to have a family, I get to travel, I get to, hang out with friends, I get a community, I'm a teacher, I get to work my passion. I mean, like that, those are the outcomes of you having that end in mind.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, like, share, and subscribe. We want to help you focus, and we want you to pass this on as a gift to somebody that you're like, man, they have so much potential if they could just focus on the end result. What kind of world could they create? And we want that for you and them. So share this video